reins on during our trip. I ask that you stay seated while we're out here. This includes little ones. They can sit on your laps in the outside of the rows, but they need to stay in one spot. Also, I ask that you respect the animals. Please remember they are wild, not our house pets. We are going into their home. I know it can get really exciting, but it is important that we keep our volume to a lower level. Please do not try to call to the animals or make any kind of loud noises at them or around them. Parents, I need you to keep your little ones from doing this as well. Also, if you have food, please put that away. If you're wanting to take pictures, I recommend turning your cameras on a sports or an action setting if they're capable of doing that. If not, then use your burst. It is very bumpy. I cannot stop for every animal we see, and when I do, it's going to be for just a few seconds at a time, so try and always have your cameras ready. Alright guys, now as we head into the reserve, first part we're going into is the Aturi forest. It's really thick out here. The animals use their coats to help them blend in, so sometimes they can be a little bit hard to find. I do see some bongos. I think the further we pull, the harder it may be to see them. They're going to be on our left at the very top of the hill, on the other side of all this bamboo. They have a rust-colored coat. Then there's this okapi walking around on our right. We'll talk about him in a little bit. So you can see those bongos past those bushes out there. Also known as the ghost of the forest. Very shy and reclusive. They don't like to be seen, as you can tell. Now the okapi is a very unique animal. Oh, here's another bongo, another one up here. Those okapi look almost like a cross between a horse and a zebra. Not related to either. Closest, only known relative is a giraffe. You can see that resemblance in their face, and they even have that same long prehensile tongue like the giraffes too. These bongos aren't shy right now. Thank goodness. Notice their horns kind of pushed back. Helps them go quickly through the brush and not get all tangled up. I see a greater kudu coming up. So right now she's kind of in front of us. Eventually she's going to be on our right. She looks like a deer. Fully grown males are the second tallest antelope in Africa. They stand in at 5 feet tall. This is a female, no horns. One of the fewer antelope species like this. And speaking of horns, there's a couple of black rhinos on our left-hand side. Black rhinos are one of the rarest species. There is less than 5,000 of these beautiful animals left in the world. This drop in their numbers is caused by deforestation and poaching for their horns. A lot of cultures believe that their horns have medicinal properties. They're just made of keratin. That's what our hair and fingernails are made out of. They weigh about 3,000 pounds and can reach speeds of up to 35 miles an hour. This trip was 8, so it does give you a little something to compare it to. More greater kudu on your right hand side. They're pretty far up there though. Now the black rhinos are solitary animals. They don't like to be in groups, so those two are perfectly content by themselves. I see a saddle-billed stork on our left-hand side. He's sitting down about halfway back. Big black and white bird. They also stand 5 feet tall, same as those kudu, and they do have a wingspan that stretches about 9 feet across. Alright guys, we're going to keep moving forward and head to the Savanna River on the other side of the hill. We'll see what we can find out this way. I see some hippos. They're in a weird spot, so we'll head just around the river bend to find more. Those were the Nile hippopotamus back there. They can stay submerged up to 8 minutes at a time. Fully grown males, they weigh in at around 5,500 pounds, and with as large as they are, they can still run up to 20 miles an hour on land. Oh, here you go, guys. On your left, that is a bloat of hippos, which is what a group of them is called, a bloat. Like when you eat too much. Happens to the best of us. Greyish white birds hanging out with them are the pink-backed pelicans with a wingspan that stretches about 7 feet across. They're still one of the smaller pelicans species. left, beneath the bridge. Just make sure you stay seated. There we go. I see like one up by us. Everyone else is further towards the back. Nile crocodile, they can grow to be 20 feet long. That is as long as the tallest giraffe. They can weigh in at 500 pounds. That is as heavy as a fully grown male lion. Really, really powerful animals though. Their jaws exert a force of about 2,000 pounds of pressure per square inch. Now we are coming in to the Serengeti grasslands. It stretches for hundreds of miles across East Africa. Superhighway for millions of migrating animals each and every year. It is home to the more popular ones. I see everyone's favorite out here, the giraffes. There's elephants and the zebras as well. It is the wild Africa we are trying just so desperately to save, and I'm sure you can see why. Zebras in the distance. Oh, I think those giraffes are kind of slowing things down. I know a lot of people's favorite animal is a giraffe, but not everyone knows that there's 9 different subspecies of them, and every single giraffe out here is a Maasai. They're named after the Maasai tribe. They have this dark irregular pattern. Babies are 6 feet tall at birth. They're big. They can grow to be 20 feet tall. This obviously makes the giraffes the tallest land animal, and fully grown they weigh almost 3,000 pounds. Now though they stand 20 feet tall, they have the same amount of vertebrae as you and me. This is 7. But each of theirs can be up to a foot long. Don't worry, I'm going to try and get y'all the best photo opportunity. Got some African wild dogs on our left, way over to the left. They're also known as painted dogs. They are not related to dogs. They are not related to hyenas. They are their own species. This is the canid. There is only 4 toes on each foot. They do have a success rate of 90%. This makes the dogs the most successful predators in all of Africa, more than hyenas, cheetahs, and lions. Super cute. Definitely something you want to admire from afar. Oh, I see some sable antelope up here, and I see this giraffe. She's eating. That's all they do is eat. They graze up to 22 hours a day. Don't worry though, they only need to sleep for 30 minutes a day, so they got that covered. So the sable antelope is this cinnamon-colored animal past this very tall termite mound on our left. It is the emblem of the reserve. They were on that sign before we pulled in. They're very powerful, aggressive, and they can be really territorial. If you're not one of them, they may not really care for you. I see a few more up the hill. Alright, let me see what I can do for you guys. I'm going to try for this one in front of the tree. I mean, if she wants to be seen too, then that works. When the babies are born, their ossicones are flat. It makes giving birth easier. They're really fluffy. This acts as an extra cushion for them. Within the first week or 2 of their life, their ossicones harden, and eventually those little pom-poms will disappear as well. The youngest of the 5 little ones is already over a year. She probably stands about 9 feet tall, so nobody's a baby anymore. I see some wildebeest coming up on our right-hand side. If you look past this tree stump, is also known as the gnu, spelled GNU. Comes from a low grunting noise they make that sounds kind of like a cow does. So these zebras out here are the Hartman zebras. They are the calmest of the 3 zebra species. They really like hanging out with the other animals. Look at their necks. They have this little, I guess you could say like extra piece of skin. It is called a dewlap. They are the only zebra species with it. It is there to help keep them cool, regulates their body temperature. We know that the Hartmans are black. Hey, excuse me, please do not call to the animals. Nope. Do not do that, please. Thank you. They're black with white stripes. Look at their noses. Their noses are black. It is true what they say about zebras and their stripe patterns, that no two have the same, just like none of us have the same fingerprint, so it does make each zebra unique. I am seeing some springbok out here. They're going to be on your right. They're so tiny, way at the top of the hill. Teeny tiny antelope. They look like s'mores. Springbok are the second fastest mammals on Earth. They are second to cheetahs, and they're capable of reaching speeds of up to 55 miles an hour. They're fully grown. They stand 3 feet tall. They weigh like 100 pounds. Teeny but fast. Alright, we are coming in to Monkey Point and Elephant Country. Keep an eye out for some mandrills on the other side of the rocks on our left. The mandrills are the largest monkeys in Africa. They weigh 100 pounds. They're pretty small. They do have the blue and red faces. The alpha male in a troop will have the most vibrant face and backside. He will also be the largest, so it's usually pretty easy to pick out. We got the backside of a bull elephant eating over there. We'll talk about him in a bit. I do see a mandrill, so if you're looking at this termite mound, just to the right of it, there's a younger one in the tree. She's the only one I see. There's some more in the bushes in the back too. Alright guys, we're going to go to the red clay pits up the road, and keep your fingers crossed we'll find some more elephants. Now we know that was a bull because he's fully grown, and you can see he's just by himself. Elephants have a matriarchal system, meaning the females are in charge. So after like 13, 15 years, males will break off from the herds. They'll form loose bachelor groups. Then once they hit like 20 years, they're going to break off from those bachelor groups and go solo. If they don't go on their own, the matriarch will just make that decision for them and kick them out, so they don't really have a choice. They gotta go. Sorry guys, there's a squirrel in the road. Alright, there it goes. Okay, so here are the clay pits that I mentioned. You'll see some footprints, and then on the sides are tusk marks. Everything's even. It's full of nutrients for them. The African elephants are the largest land animals. They can stand 14 feet tall. They can weigh in at almost 14,000 pounds. That is 7 tons. One way we can help them is by recycling our old electronic devices like our cell phones and laptops. Where they live is where they mine for the mineral that goes into the devices, and that mineral is coltan. It goes into the batteries. Scientists today are studying their sounds, noises, communication to see what it means and what we can do to help them out. They're so smart. Good teachers, great problem solvers. They've got amazing memory. They can be really family oriented as well. So I saw some way in the distance, but I don't think they're going to be super close to us. On the other side of this baobab tree on your right, you'll get another quick glimpse of the springbok. larger than their cousins. They weigh around 5,000 pounds. They're also poached for their horns, but they're a little bit harder to keep safe. They do live in crashes and out in the open. Black rhinos are solitary and they live in the forest, so they're just easier targets. They have pretty bad eyesight. They can only see about 30 feet in front of them. So they do get scared easily. They act on it. It is very easy to misunderstand them and think they're these very aggressive animals. And they do have their moments, like we all do, but they're really calm. I feel like the best thing to compare their personality to is a dog. Like a 5,000-pound dog. Who wouldn't love one of those? I'm not seeing any, but we have a little more of the reserve left to cover, so yeah. I see a cheetah out here. If you look on your left-hand side, there's one way at the top of the hill walking around, and then there's like a little hut towards the top of the hill, just to the left of that little hut. It's like a little rain shelter. You'll see another cheetah laying down. I know they blend in so well. Oh, there's at least 2 more up ahead. So also on your left-hand side, way over to the right, halfway up, there's 2. Yes, one's laying down, one's kind of sitting up.
Oh yeah, it's a beautiful spot. Look at the tail. Oh,
Cheetahs are the fastest land mammals, reaching speeds of up to 70 miles an hour. They do have non-retractable claws, which help them grip the ground for their speed, but they're sprinters, so they really only run for a few seconds at a time. That doesn't last long. Speaking of cats, this big rock formation on our left is a copy. Pride Rock is also a copy. It's still pretty early, so maybe we'll see some lions. Oh, there's something in the road. They are an active 18 to 20 hours a day. They will do the majority of their hunting at night, and while their vision during the day is about the same as ours, their night vision is 6 times more powerful. So it's easier for them to hunt them. I don't know what's something's close. I see an ostrich walking around on our right hand side. Hopefully we'll see her again. They don't fly, but they can run up to 40 miles an hour. There's a few rhinos on your right as well. Hopefully we'll see them too. They just blend in so well. Simba is SWAT camping for lion and Pumba is SWAT camping for foolish one. Oh yes, we are going to get a good look at the rhinos. Little brown and white antelope out here, they're hanging out with the rhinos and this ostrich. These are Bontabon. They are a relative of the wildebeest. You can actually kind of see that resemblance in their face. But don't worry, I'm definitely going to stop for you guys. And yes, those are ostrich eggs down there. Now the ostriches are communal layers. Everyone lays in the same spot, so not all of those eggs would belong to the same bird. When the babies come, everybody helps raise everybody. They do have the largest eggs. They weigh around 3 pounds a piece, and it takes between 18 and 24 chicken eggs to eat for one of theirs. You could feed your whole family with one egg. Preparing for someone else. We aren't sure who, but whoever it is, they're definitely getting ready for them. Now, the gates to the reserve are just ahead, and that does mean this includes our safari. But we want you to come back. No two safaris aren't ever the same, and the animals will make sure of that for you. You just never know what you're going to get. Trying to save and protect